Bruce Jordan, partner at Arrowhead Consulting. Arrowhead provides customized services in project management, leadership development, organizational effectiveness, and offers a wide range of learning opportunities. Bruce specializes in project management, business analysis, training, scheduling, and IT project controls consulting. He is a Project Management Institute certified project management professional, a Six Sigma Green Belt, and holds a variety of technical certifications with Microsoft, Novell, did I pronounce that right? Yes. And Pervasive. He has spent more than 2 decades in the tech industry and over 15 years in project management. Bruce currently works heavily in oil and gas, or in the oil and gas industry as a master scheduler, as well as an engineering and consulting project or construction project manager and management trainer. Within energy, he has provided project control guidance and created scheduling best practices for large midstream oil and gas companies, including Cimarex, where we have the pleasure of working together. He has also worked on projects to combine up to 17 vendor and contractor schedules into one master schedule and managed more than $1 billion in construction schedules across multiple vendors in engineering, procurement, and construction companies. Bruce has vast experience creating customized training materials and courses for diverse audiences that transcends industries. He has a proven track record for taking projects that are at risk of failure, getting them back on track, and completed successfully through creating cohesive and collaborative teams, finding and managing stakeholders at all levels, and closely managing third-party vendors. I personally refer to Bruce as the fixer. He likes to fix all of our problems. When not saving the world via project management or project controls, Bruce can be found playing his trumpet for the local Okay, that's his community band of German Americans, or with the community band of the German American Society of Tulsa. When not playing his trumpet, he can be found with a game controller in hand playing Xbox, PlayStation, or PC games. Or he could be threatening family with getting matching tattoos with his 1-year-old granddaughter. It is my great pleasure to introduce today's speaker and my project management mentor, Bruce Jordan.
All right, so see if you can hear me. Does everybody hear me in the back? I'm kind of tapped into it. I don't work well in a box, so I don't want to stand over there. So again, Bruce Jordan, she did cover some of the basics. This is all boring stuff. She covered a lot of that. Of all things, I was a music major in college. Who'd have thought? Okay. So how many people are project managers or do project management back at the office, or do you have to work in projects, things like that? Got a few? Okay. So what I find most people figure out is I never went to school for project management or this kind of work. It kind of falls on me. And then the problem is if you get really good at your piece of the project, they put you in charge of the next project. And that is a whole different skill set. Okay? So that's a lot of what we do. But I do play trumpet with the German American Society. I also play the anvil, as in a blacksmith's anvil. We have a thing called the anvil polka. How many people go to Oktoberfest? See, there's more Oktoberfest goers than there are here. We are out there every day. We open and we close and we play every day. So we have orange hats, can't miss us. We do have Lederhosen, full 9 yards, okay? Nice hat. So that is the German American Society. The other thing that people don't know about me, from my passion side, I am an award-winning photographer. And yes, even with this physique, I'm an award-winning ballroom dancer. Believe it or not. Personal favorites, waltz and rumba. Throwing that out there for you. Okay, so I saw the flyer went out, you knew what you were getting into, so I'm assuming you volunteered to be here, so there we go. This is a nice kind of small group. So as we're progressing through this is almost the size of the class that I teach. If you have questions, if you want me to clarify something, let me know. If you hear me use the TLA, stop me.
What's a TLA?
3-letter acronym. So the problem is when people get ingrained in an industry, and I'm here to tell you, you're all guilty, you will start throwing out TLAs like it's nobody's business thinking everybody's with you. Okay? And they're not. So one of the things from a meeting management, one of the things we teach is when you're in a meeting and someone throws out a TLA, whether you know what it means or not, stop and go, hey, tell us what that is. Just to be on the safe side. Make sure everybody knows. Okay? So stop me if I do that. So PMP, PMI, all those 3-letter acronyms. Okay? So I believe Alyssa brought it up. One of the things we're always about is lessons learned. So what we have is a lesson from the past that we need to bring to the future with our current issues. Okay? So don't be the T-Rex, wash your hands. Okay? That's all the fun that's going on. My daughter's at TU. I don't know if you heard on the radio, they just turned everybody into remote. So nobody gets to go to class anymore. Somebody on the radio also called in and goes, how does this going to work for band practice? Be really interested to see how that works.
Yeah.
So, all right, getting into what we're here for, project controls. So I saw a few hands. Do some of you do pieces of projects? Do you have an aspect that you have to fulfill? Do you have a PM that comes and harasses you? That may be a better way for you. I'm going to nod here. Okay. So project controls could be a lot of these things. This is everything that might happen on a project. Can you tell me what you think some of the items are just from a control perspective? What are those? Quiz time.
Costs.
Cost.
Forecasting.
Forecasting. Do you guys do engineering yourselves? Do you actually do the drawings or whatever kind of construction project, piece of equipment that's going in? Okay, you do some. So the majority of project controls deals in these items in red. You're helping with scope definition, schedule updates, quality cost, lessons learned, reporting. The key piece of project controls is to help project engineers or project managers get the right information at the right time to make the right decision. And that's what a control group will do. I've worked with companies that have floors of project control analysts. And their job, some of them, they even split it up. This group does schedules, this group does financials, making sure that everything is being accounted for, brought in, coded properly. You've never had anything coded wrong in the accounting system, right? Okay. So that's what a lot of controls does. It leaves the PMs or whoever's leading the cause, the effort to do whatever it is they need to do. Now this is across any and all industries, okay? This is IT. Just take construction and call it coding or implementation or rolling out a new software package, okay? The majority of you, everybody in here in oil and gas? Yes? Anybody not in oil and gas? What industry?
So we are in recruiting
Okay.
for oil and gas companies.
Okay, there you go. Okay. So HR for oil and gas, HR for LNG. Okay. So that would be going out, your piece of it would be visiting with your clients and then as well as engaging. You have stakeholder management on both sides. You have to do your incoming recruits as well as the expectations of the companies you're working with. Okay. So there are controls there. Project management as a whole, even project controls, is I call it industry agnostic. It doesn't matter what it is you do. You have things that you pick up skills in this. Your Thanksgiving event will go better. Your Christmas party will go better because you pick up the skills of actually running a project. Okay? Call it event management. Okay? Make sense? Okay. So let's get into some of the aspects of project controls. First one up, how many of you guys have seen this before? The triple constraint. You can raise your hand up high. Oh, there we go. Okay, thank you. project management, there's a thing called the triple constraint. It's your scope, what is it we're trying to achieve, time, in what time frame, and how much is it going to cost. And as a PM, you're hoping that you get quality somewhere in there, okay? So that is the triple constraint. The memes you'll find on the internet around project management is, hey, project sponsor, you pick 2, I get to control 1. If you want it really fast, this scope really fast, it's going to cost you money. I have had construction sites that went into 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They paid an additional $3 million over a 3-month period for labor because they wanted it fast. Okay? If you want it in this time frame at this cost, I need to be able to reduce the schedule. Now, 9 times out of 10 on any project, unfortunately, PMs get handed all the way. And it's the PM's job, it's you as being on the project's job, to push back on that. Okay? So it's one of the things that we always teach PMs, that is your job. You have to push back, you have to challenge, and do your own research, and come up with your own budget in your own time frame. Okay? How that kind of looks in a wonderful pie chart, a successful project activity list, this is what it would look like if we're just considering the triple constraint. Time, cost, and scope. Which makes, like for me, that makes life really great because I fixed this is not my problem. You have a date, hit it. I don't care if you do 24 hours a day, 36 hours a day, not my problem. Okay? But to have a truly successful project, you need to be actually looking at all the aspects of what pushes your projects through. Starting back at the AFE, even starting back at the just the concept. Can we even pull this off? Is this something that we want to take on as a company? So we'll want to be looking at all of these. Back to, I know it says land material, if it's IT, if it's HRs, you know, what kind of people do I need? Yes, ma'am?
What's AFE?
Very good.
Somebody, everybody there's probably.
I didn't bring.
I'm a retiree, so everybody else knows.
All I got is minutes, but I can't. So AFE, authorization for expenditure. It's what gives the PM the rights to actually spend money. Sometimes you have pre-AFEs, which, okay, we've got long lead items, we've got orders. Long lead, I just put together a schedule for a pump that is a 67-week lead time. And they don't even have the project schedule. They know they need this pump. So they get a pre-AFE so they can order the pump. And then they'll get a AFE for the engineering, and they might get an AFE for other pieces that fall in. So that's AFE. So now you got me, what's the CLAs? Okay. Communication, that is a huge piece. Okay? And I'm here to tell you, most PMs, and Sarah, slap me if you think I'm wrong, in the oil and gas industry, project PMs, project engineers, who actually came from an engineering background. How many of you know engineers? How many of you think engineers are really good at communication? I'm right then. Okay, so you're engineer. Okay. That is a big piece, and that's the problem is a project engineer, who's a civil engineer or electrical engineer, does really great on his aspect of a project, and they put him in charge the next time through. And then the sponsor and management is like, any 3 months into this project, yeah, what's going on? They don't communicate. They don't know that happens. So it's a different skill set. So within PM, project control, how many of you guys actually worry about risks on your projects? Do you go through a risk process? Have you ever been brought in? Okay, risk, and I'm gonna pick on you since you kind of got what happens if we get a client that needs 35 people? It's an opportunity risk. It's like, I don't have anybody with that skill set. Okay, so is that something you think of? But this is it. To really be successful in projects, you need to have all these things going on. Watching, be it you, be it a group. Okay, a lot of times in smaller companies, the PM is also the engineer, is also the project controls analyst. They get to do the schedule, come up with financials, go do walks on site, figure out what's going on. So, calming the chaos, I made this meme, I thought it was appropriate, everybody know the man and the guy out there on state commercials. Okay. So, have you checked in with project controls? I don't know what's going on. So, I know they put this in the definition or in the flyer, but basically it's utter confusion. It's chaos, it's lack of organization or order. How many of you are operating or had to function within projects that were utter chaos, not in order? How many of you don't want to admit that because your boss is here? Okay. So by contrast, what we're ultimately trying to do with the project controls piece, especially in oil and gas, was just like all the stuff that just happened this week, the stock market and everything plummeted. I get emails because I work for various companies and I have emails that come in from those companies. CEOs are sending out notices going, it'll be okay, don't freak out. We plan for this kind of stuff. Okay? So controls is getting the right information at the right time so we can make the right decisions. And from a project controls perspective, it's so we can influence the people who are going to be making those decisions. That way we have a job tomorrow, which would be nice, right? Because I don't know about you, I kind of got addicted to eating. Even though I didn't eat today, I never eat before I speak. Now, got to go. Created a commercial one year, right around Halloween. And to me, it was the most beautiful aspect of project controls and chaos and what happens when things go south. So take a look at this and see if it, we'll see if it, I'm going to go over here and do the sound of the 3.
Let's hijack.
No, in the basement. Can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's rip behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Oh, we don't know if you're, let's head to the cemetery. So the issue with chaos, and the reason we don't want to have chaos consume our products, and I hate to phrase it this way, but the idiots come out of the woodwork with this problem and go, oh, you should try this. So let's go hide behind the chainsaws, that kind of thing, versus that one lone sane voice that says, why don't we just get in the running car and leave, okay? And they get overrun by the chaos and the bad ideas that come out. And then unfortunately, one bad idea is like a domino. It creates a new one, which creates a new one, which creates a new one. And at some point you're going, how did you get here? And it was this string of bad ideas because chaos ensued, because things got off the track. Do you have something, or are you just trying to get more? Okay. So now back to the triple constraint, we talked about this. From a project controls perspective, it's a little bit different. From a controls perspective, we're actually looking at, for project success, we're looking at the accomplishment of the results sought, which can be different from the scope defined. We need to be able to accomplish X. You told us or helped us get to this kind of scope, and it's short of achieving the results sought. Okay? So are we actually doing things to get us to what we want to do? 10% more market share, first to the market on something. Are we actually doing what it is we're supposed to do for the result, not just the scope, but the desired result? Now, obviously, completion of the scope is needed, but we compare these two pretty heavily. Is the scope still in line with what we really wanted to do? And last but not least is the performance of the project within the boundaries. And we're going to talk about this. The time, cost, scope, your budgets, your time constraints, your schedules, things like that. Okay. So this is what a triple constraint looks like for project controls analysts. I need to. So it's a little different. So getting into this, and I'm just going to throw these all up here, and then we'll talk through them. What I'm giving you here on this one slide is the world. This is the answer to all of your world's problems from project management. Okay? Now, achieving each one of them is a whole different deal. But we are going to touch on some of them. These last 4 items right here, I actually have templates that I will send to you. Did everybody see Ian when she got up to go eat? I'm just calling her out. Raise your hand. Okay. If you guys want to give her your business card, or me as well, after the event, I will email you those templates. Now, the nice thing is we're going to go through all of these and talk about them and how they're used and what you use them for. Okay? But right off the top, one of the big remedies for getting out of chaos is having some kind of upper level portfolio or program level reporting. Make sure I'm not going up. I don't know if you do that now. Do you have somebody who watches all of the programs and all the things that you should be doing as a company within your organizations? Okay, so I get some of this, and some of that. Okay, so that is something. We want to make sure we have proactive management on what we should be doing as a company and somebody that can oversee it. Now, these are not one-day fixes. Okay, none of these are. They're all a process. It's a process to get there. Scope development. Are we actually capturing everything that is needed so that we can achieve the scope? Because one of those wonderful things of if we don't document it in the scope, we're not going to do it. Actually had 2 different, well, it was one company that was doing work for. They had 2 vendors. They both wrote scope to get these 2 pipelines up this hill and connect. 2 vendors. Neither vendor had the coupler in their scope. So they had these 2 pieces of pipe sitting about that far apart at the top of the hill until they could haggle out who was going to connect it. Well, it's not my scope, it must be in their scope, but it was this. Okay? So if we don't document, we don't have the discipline of documenting what goes in, what's going to be, in the scope, in your contracts, that can bite you. RFQs and RFPs. Read it over there. Anybody? Okay. Request for proposal, request for quote. It could be an RFI, though normally RFIs, I see more of those coming back on questions, the engineering. It could be tenders, bids, lots of terms for it. But it is something where we are sending out, hey, we're going to do something. What do you think it's going to cost us? Okay? And this is where this comes back to, if we don't have a good scope, we can get crazy responses because everybody makes their own assumptions. And we all know what assumptions do, right? We won't go into that, but we look that one up. Change management. How many of you have had change continually sneak in with projects? Where all of a sudden we're supposed to make a green widget this big, and we ended up making a red widget this big. Yes? No? Yes, I'm getting some nods. It's okay, you can speak on it. Okay. Change management is one of the biggest problems in projects. So back when I was doing IT, I was heavy in the IT industry, I hated CEOs, the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, because the CIOs would all go to it, and they would see the new bright and shiny, and they would come back, and we had to do this. You can get this done in 3 months, right? And it's like, you realize that was a prototype, and you know what prototype means, right? They don't even have this on the market yet. So that happens. All of a sudden, somebody gets this, they read an article. This is my favorite, when you get executives that like to read, which is a good thing, but they decide to read into a specific area of a project you're on. Then it's well, why don't you do this, and why don't you do that, and what if we did that? And you start getting these inputs, and you've got to be able to go, no, that's not in the scope. Happy to scope out a phase 2 for you, but no, we're not bringing it into this. In oil and gas, what I see a lot in is as the engineering and construction team is about to turn over a plant or a pump or this or that, the operations group says, I was looking out on SharePoint, I see you're kind of under budget. You think you could throw in a couple extra barrels of oil or fuel or this or that, and that's scope creep, and that's what you have to control. Okay? Even though you might be able to do it, you don't do it without a bona fide change request. something that somebody actually has to sign off on. And we'll talk about those a little bit more. Policing, scope, budget, and schedule. So you want to be getting out and talking with whoever's doing the work. You want to be looking at the financials as they come in. You want to be checking, are we actually doing the scope? Are we achieving the scope to get the required results? Okay? This is something Sarah and I worked a lot with, and to the point that now we have weekly meetings that we make that the E's come to. It's like, no, you're gonna give me updates on your schedule. You're gonna tell me what you ordered. You're gonna tell us what you approved out in the field, because we don't know. And all of a sudden we see a PO come through, you know, 600,000. It's like, oh, where'd this come from? Okay? And then the PE's like, oh yeah, I told them to order that last week. Thanks. Okay? So policing, you gotta chase it down. How about lessons learned? You guys do lessons learned on projects at the end of an event? I mean, now I'm police now. You guys do lessons learned when you do surveys after these events, going, oh my God, never let that guy speak again. You didn't have to do that. Okay.
No, that's a great idea.
So the other piece of that you can add into that is what other topics would you like to hear, and then you start doing that too. So, FYI, sidebar, I'll take my speaker out. PMI Tulsa, PMI, does that mean anything to you? Project Management Institute. Okay. It's a global organization. They actually administer the PMP, the Project Management Professional Certification. It says, you know, supposedly you know how to run a project if you have this, you know, certificate. But the PMI Tulsa chapter was finance director for 3 years, president for a couple of years, past president. And that was the thing we always did, was we'd send out a survey after an event. How was the speaker? Do you think they were prepared? Did you like them? What other topics would you like to hear? So now it's on you guys to push the board here, and I'm never coming back again. Tell them, I'd like to hear about this. I'd like to hear about this. HR, I'd like to hear about diversity and inclusion, or whatever. Okay? Which, by the way, is a horrible thing in oil and gas for the most part. They don't do it well. We're working on it, but they don't do it well. The other real interesting thing is knowledge integration. I have a friend from Williams, and he goes out and does speaking topics at oil and gas conferences. And the topic's called Where Did All the Cowboys Go? And what it is all of the gray hair guys in oil and gas who knew how to do everything and documented nothing are retired. And we don't have that knowledge. We don't know what they did. They rode in on a white horse, they cleaned up the town, they rode off in the sunset, and we're like, wow, how'd that happen? We don't know. And so even PMI, in their latest edition of the PMBOK, the Project Management Body of Knowledge, is now pushing knowledge integration, knowledge management. Are we capturing what we learn as we progress through daily tasks, operational activities, projects? What did we learn? So one of the things that I add about, if I'm actually the PM running a project, part of my agenda is, what did you learn last week? And it's okay to say nothing, but I don't want to hear nothing over the course of 2 years while we run this project. But what did we learn? Okay? So, and then we capture that, and we use it for future projects.
So Bruce, would you update that weekly?
I do.
Okay.
And for me, what I do is I would just keep it as a running spreadsheet, real simple stuff. Running spreadsheet, and then periodically, I would actually kind of combine some of the things, roll that into something that's out of SharePoint, some way that everybody can get to it, and be able to look at that for any kind of project they're doing in the future. So definitely a good idea. And then last but not least, have some type of project management approach. That falls to governance, which is a big word, and it's like 2 slides at the end. But come up with some kind of philosophy. The thing you want to watch here is you don't want Ann running her project her way, Dalton doing it his way, Sarah's doing her, and everybody's doing their own templates and their own methodology and their own way of running meetings, and agendas look different, and schedule reports look different. And you want to have a concise, shared methodology for templates. One of the easiest ways to get there. Everybody uses the same kind of template. You may have to tweak it a little bit from project to project. If I'm moving from a cryo station to a compression station, those are kind of two different projects. I might have to tweak some things, but the same concepts are there. So you want to develop some type of standardization across the company. Now again, sometimes easier said than done, but worked with a small manufacturing company in Sandy Springs, and the lady came to my Microsoft project class, and I said, so tell me about your team. She said, you're looking at me. I am the DM, I am finance, I am project controls, and I laughed. I said, you know what? Standardization is going to be real easy for you, because you're it. You know, no one else you have to argue with over templates and font types and colors and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So the templates that we're going to get into are going to be a one-page charter, trying to keep things simple. How many of you know what a charter is? It's not unlike what you've read in history books. We have a charter, the this, that, the other. Okay? It's what are we trying to do? What do we think the risks are? What are some of our key milestones that are out there? Who are some of the people we absolutely positively have to have on this project because of their skill set? And you call it all up way early in the project. So in 6 months, 8 months, when you go, okay, now Sarah's coming to work for me for a while, and her boss is going, what? And I'm like, signed off, you agreed to it, you read this, sorry. So, but that's what will help you out. Gives you your approval to proceed, lays out some of the guidelines that you're going to have for the project. A RACI matrix. How many of you have heard of RACI? No as an accepted language. One. Have you heard of RASCI? We'll get to that. So I'm going to show you these templates as we go through. A cherry log, basically it's a keeping up with what's happening in the project log. And then schedule. So I'm going to show you a little bit of things. How many of you guys have to look at or have looked at project schedules? They're going to accomplish what by when? There you go. I got one. All right. So first thing we're going to talk about is cost control. So I'm going to show you the spreadsheet. Don't freak out over the spreadsheet. Okay? But you will get to a point where you can actually track your project by whatever your accounting codes are, your chart of accounts, knowing how much you have left to spend, knowing what your CPI is, cost performance index. What that tells you is for every dollar I spend, am I getting a $1.25 value or am I getting 88 cents of value? Okay. So this particular project, CPI 1.29. We're doing good. We're spending money and we're doing it effectively and efficiently. Okay? This is not an overnight way thing you will achieve. Okay? This took better than 3 years to accomplish for a particular company. So, but you're able to come in and go, where are we at with actuals? What is our EAC estimate at completion? How much will we have spent in total at the end? Estimate to completion, ETC. From the day forward, how much more money do I need? How will it be allocated to us? Okay. Do I get it quarterly, monthly? If I've got $2 million left, can I spend it today? Or do I get $500,000 every quarter? Okay. So this is what's going to help you really rein in costs. Somebody in your company somewhere does something like this. Okay. But it should be done all the way down to the individual project. Okay. Even when you're out headhunting for new people, new skill sets. Give me a budget. I need $500 in Starbucks cards, and yeah, here we go. Okay. I need a lunch budget. I can't get one of those. You need to let me know. Look me up.
I'll let my people call your people.
The funny thing with this, and I think I didn't touch on it, but the particular company I worked with, they would have field inspectors approve change orders and sign off on purchases that the PM never approved or saw or knew about. So we got to a point where, okay, we're going to run what it looks like from the field's perspective, and then what it looks like from the actual systems where things come through, and we know what's going on. So we got to that point of granularity. Okay? Any questions in that round? Cost is never fun. So I try to avoid it. This is the one I was schedule control, time control. Okay, it's what I do a lot of. So this is where we get in and we have a governance. We have some type of standardization. So we went in and helped a particular company in town. They did a lot of facility projects, they did a lot of pipeline projects. And we figured out, okay, what are all the things you do pretty much across all the projects? We helped set up that template. So we have a template, which then gives them actual reports they can look at from that project alone and see what's happening. Same thing with pipeline. 2 different project types, 2 different standards. And we try to run all of the projects within this, which then gives us nice reports. We know what's going on. Are we ahead? Are we behind? What's happening there? So in that, there's not schedulers in this room, per se. One of the things I would recommend, how many of you work with or have a scheduler or somebody who does schedules, even if it's Excel, I don't care. Anybody? Okay. One of the things to do is know your tool. Can I pick on you?
Yes.
Tell me what's wrong with the schedule. The info I will give
Oh,
you
no.
is your data date is January 3rd. Now, tell me what's wrong with the schedule.
Oh, well, we don't have progress. I don't see progress.
Yeah.
Oh, I see something.
Well, what you see is you just have a number here,
Yes, and the.
and that doesn't give me
okay,
much.
and the day-to-days,
Is this line right here?
yes, we don't have a status date.
We don't have that is our status date.
Is our day-to-day?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm failing my test.
Well, that's because I picked up you don't start. Okay. So, a couple, 3 things. I said your data date, your status date was January 30th. I call vendors, I call project managers and ask them this question. I was like, hey, I want to borrow your time machine. What?
Yeah.
How do you know you're going to finish this 100% on this future date? And today's here. So they're telling me, oh yeah, we finished that April. Finished January. Okay? Things like that. The colors. These are all manual tasks. Percentage. If this is my data date, the data date says everything that is on the schedule is current through this date, but then I'm behind if I'm only 35% here. And I haven't reflected and pushed this task out, so it impacts the rest of the schedule. So having somebody be able to look at schedules, if you have them come in from vendors, and this is, again, across any industry, doesn't matter implementation of software. I traveled a lot to Pittsburgh. I do what I call my Gilligan's Island tour. It's my 3-stage tour. I do Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia, because they're all real close. I go to sites. I'm doing that and doing construction work, and then I have a customer here in town doing an IT implementation. And I didn't realize how loud I could get when talking with them on a cell phone until I'm sitting at a restaurant in the airport and not happy with the vendor and kind of lost my cool. And when I hung up, I saw everybody staring at me. You need somebody who will take on a vendor, stakeholder management, vendor management. Okay, not just for good breath. You're the only one I can guarantee has good breath in here because I gave you the minute. Scope control. How are we going to control scope? This is going to vary across the board. It depends on the project you're doing. Okay? How well do you control only one person bringing candy yams or sweet potatoes to the Thanksgiving dinner? And that's scope. Okay? So I will say, from a controls perspective, project controls, you just want to make sure that you are documenting, keeping everything within a box, even though I don't like this thing in a box. Okay? Because if you don't document what's in scope, then you're not documenting what's out of scope. Okay? And that's one of the things, back to that charter that I was talking about, we explicitly call out, this is not in scope, this is not in scope, and this is not in scope. Okay? Especially after CES or bright shiny conventions, wherever they were, That list got real big. We would almost just go out and see everybody who presented, and we would go, nothing from this vendor, nothing from this vendor, nothing from this vendor are allowed in this project. Because that's not what we're doing. But we knew we had executives that went and got fried Chinese syndrome.
We built a house a few years ago, and that's a great place for Scope Creek. Well, while we're doing this, let's go ahead and add that.
Exactly, and I had a remodel my living room, and I had a construction guy, and I knew it was in trouble when he said it was always up. No, we could, and then he would tell me, and drawback was everything he came up with was really cool, and I liked it a lot, so I spoke for it a lot, but I love it. So, okay, change control. Again, not much to get into there from a deep dive, but just know that change needs to be documented, change needs to be signed off on, pending the level of the change, okay? I have rain delays that happen on construction projects. We don't have an executive sign off on that because, sorry, it just happened. Of all things, I'm working on a project in, I don't even know where it's at. You know where the wind farms are out in western Oklahoma? There's an oil and gas processing plant out there, and I'm out there working on that. Of all things, never thought I'd see it. They had snow days on their schedule. We knew they couldn't work because of snow. I didn't think I'd ever see it. So, but we've had rain delays, we've had wind delays. But managing or controlling the change, knowing what has happened and knowing why it happened is key. And that comes to one of the logs we're going to talk about. The tools is a shared log. And this is what's going to help you maintain or figure out or keep up with what happened on my project. What happened in whatever it was I was doing, okay? This is not just a CYA record. That's not its purpose. We want to know what happened, why did it happen. So it's changes, any changes that came in on the project, whether they're signed off on or not, action items, things that are going on that I need people to follow up on, okay? Issues, okay? Things happen, no matter what you're in, okay? Plans in West Virginia. How many of you guys have seen Pirates of the Caribbean? First one? Okay, somebody wants to talk. So there's a scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where they're talking about, I think it was Tortuga, but the only people that could make it to Tortuga were the people who have been there before. You can never find it if you've never been there. Somebody has to take you there once and then you know the way, something like that. So there's this plant out in the boonies of West Virginia. A truck driver had been easily 6 hours late on delivery because he getting fine calls. He got there, he is extremely frustrated, okay? And it's a small, they took off the top of the mountain and he drove the truck up there, right on top of the mountain. And he's frustrated and he has to navigate to the backside of the plant. Issues. Every turn he made, he hit a piece of equipment or a pipe or a support or something all the way through the plant. And they said, once they figured out what was happening, they said, stop, get out, walk to that way, don't come back. And they had the company bring somebody else out to actually handle the truck. But you have issues. You need to document them. Okay? Risks. Another big one is key decisions. How is it that we got here? Track that back to, oh, well, that's because the CEO said red. It's got to be red. And that's how we got here, even though your original scope document said blue. Okay? So keeping up with that. This is one of the templates we'll send you. The nice thing is it's a single Excel spreadsheet. One page. You just filter. Look, show me my risks, show me my changes, show me my action items. Okay? Makes it simple versus multiple tabs. Next one up, RACI. Okay? So what this is it's a chart of keeping up with who's supposed to be doing what on a process, on a project, whatever it is. We normally recommend you don't put names in, you put positions because the person can change. But the responsible, who's the one actually assigned to do the work? The accountable for the authority, they're the ones who get in trouble if it doesn't happen. You have the consultant. So for this person to do what they need to do, who do they need to consult? Subject matter expert, SME, heard that term before? Okay. And then who's informed? Who's that giant list of email recipients that I send all my reports to every week, every Monday, every Friday, whatever it is? Okay? So you can piece this together much, just kind of like this. Here's the task, here's the people, and here's what they are. Do they have R, an A, C, or an I, whatever it is. And that way you know, if you're the one in charge of keeping everything going, okay, I'm sending reports. Where are my I's? Because I gotta get them in. Because the I's you tend to forget about. I like this chart. It's a horrible graph as far as fuzzy, but I like it because of this down here. Because it tells me who's responsible, the doer. Accountable, the box stops here. Consultant in the loop, and informed, he's keeping them in the picture. Okay? And I've also thrown in the S, because if you go in and Google this, you may also come up with a RASCI, which is more of an IT perspective, and they want to know, okay, who's going to support this beast when we turn it loose in the wild? Okay? Now, being a PM for many years, I see the S as, who's the scapegoat? Who are we going to blame when things go south? That's what they want to do. But the S is support. You don't see it as much, but it is out there. But again, another example, here's what we're doing, here's a different way of charting it out. But I've got a couple of RACI templates if you're interested in those. Give me your card or email us. My cards are up here. We'll give it to you. Okay, governance. So we get into the joys of governance. This is back to that standardization. How do we do things? How do you guys have something like this where you work? You have a project website. If I said phase gate, does that mean anything? Go, no go, see. Okay? More of that. So this is just a generic example, but this is how are we going to run? It could be a process. It could be operations. It could be anything. Again, it's industry and technically department agnostic. It doesn't matter. So we need to have some kind of life cycle or governance approach to running projects and doing what it is we do. So one of the things here, a company here in town, we walked in and this is what they gave us for their life cycle, their governance. Like, okay, it's a good start. And we went through, fleshed things out, got the templates figured out, and actually they came back with this is how you're actually running your projects. You didn't document it quite that way, but this is what you're doing so that you know what are my outputs, what are my deliverables per section. If I want to move from this point to this point, I got to create or complete all this documentation or deliverables or whatever it is. Okay. So that's just an example. So in closing, as a general rule, you have an integrated team of project management, project controls, and governance to be able to successfully run projects, processes, whatever within the groups. Again, we're back to the right info at the right time to make the right decision. Okay? That's what we're trying to achieve when we're controlling our projects. And again, doesn't matter if it's pipeline, facility, IT, building a house, all of it. You do these. Again, think about this as people who come to my Microsoft project class, it's like, you really want to learn the tool? Go home and schedule your Thanksgiving dinner and how your family does things. Put it in the tool. You will learn the tool. Down to the seating chart up. And then cannot sit by home. Then because they fight, we need to separate from rooms. Okay? You figure all that out. One last thing, and this is where I'm going to a shameless plug. I did not come here to sell you on anything, but I am going to try to sell you on this. So, my partner, Chris Reynolds, was flabbergasted one day when his daughter came home and said, why do I have to know state capitals? And he stopped and he thought of it. She's like, why can't I just Google that? And he's like, what are we teaching kids in school? Knowing state capitals, is that a life skill? Well, yes, if you want to be on Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So He started the concept, we both worked on this, and we came up with this program called We Create. What this is we have actually gone in and taught in the Tulsa School District 13 weeks project management, which is a life skill. The only way that we will go in and volunteer our time to the school and do that is if the school gives the students a real project with real money that they can succeed or fail. So I get 8th graders doing 8th grade graduation. I get juniors planning senior prom. I get people various. So we've done this in Webster, Clinton, Thoreau, Kellyville, Tulsa Tech, a couple other places. Okay? We actually make this content free. The curriculum is free. And if the school doesn't have the bandwidth, if they'll work with us, we will come in and teach it for free. My issue or my sell to you is if you know a school system or a school teacher or administration that would like to bring something in that's more project-based learning, life skill learning, would love to talk to you. Okay? You can see more info here, the M4Y at Arrowhead Consulting. And again, we'd love to have you guys share the word on that. So that's the only sell that I have. I'm not going to move the slides and she gets a picture. You good? Okay. And with that, I will, I'm going to get 15 minutes back in your day. I hope you guys don't mind ending a little early. You know that? All right. Well, I'll hand it back over to Alyssa.
Okay, Bruce, thank you so much. The Destin Derricks Club of Tulsa will be making a donation in your name to the ADDC Educational Trust. The trust grants scholarships to full-time students pursuing a degree in a major field of study related to petroleum, energy, or allied industries. It also awards scholarships to Destin Derricks members continuing their education to better their careers within the industry. And also, as our thank you today, we would like to present you with a Destin Derricks Happy Photo. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, we really appreciate you.
Oh, you bet.
So at this time, I think Jill is going to come forward. We are going to pin our brand new members, and I'll have just a few closing remarks, and then we will